So my church is over on the west side on University Avenue, and we're about half a mile from the lake shore over there. You can't really see it from the church, so it's easy to forget it's there, but we are close to the lake. And this year, a mama duck decided to come make her nest near the front door of our church. Mama Mallard. So we've been watching her for several weeks, watching her there, keeping tabs on her. I check on her every day to make sure she was okay. I was really aware of how vulnerable she was. There are coyotes around, there are foxes around, anything could sniff her out and find her. And if some predator came to the nest, she wouldn't have any defenses at all. The only thing she could do is fly away and abandon the nest and save herself. She's defenseless. It made me think about that thing Jesus says about how he wishes he could gather God's people under his wings like a mother hen. And that image of the mother bird, that all she can do to protect her young is put her body over them. She doesn't have any defenses, a duck or a hen. All she can do is put her body between the ones she's trying to protect and the danger. And today when I got to church, the babies were happening. There were little fuzzy heads popping up around the duck. We named her Marjorie. Little fuzzy heads popping up around Marjorie. I knew the hatching was happening. I've been ready for this for days because there's two busy streets between our church and the lake shore. So I went and got this big piece of fluorescent pink poster board that I'd written "Stop for Ducks" on it in really big black letters. And I perched outside my church and tried to work on my laptop for several hours, keeping tabs on her. And finally around 2 o'clock, she decided it was go time. She gathered up the babies and she set out, headed down towards the street. And I grabbed my pink paper and I went down and I stopped traffic for her. 1 lane, 2 lanes, 3 lanes, 4 lanes, stopped traffic for her so she got across that big street. Walked with her across a couple other properties until she was ready to cross the next big street. Stopped traffic for her there. 1 lane, 2 lanes, 3 lanes, 4 lanes. People were great about it. They were clapping when they saw the ducklings making up onto the curb. Finally, she made it to the park, and I walked with her across the grass and got to watch her take them into the water for the first time. She left the church property with 11 babies. She reached the lake with 11 babies. And it just made me think about how vulnerable life is and how vulnerable parenthood is. We're all just trying to take the little fluffy things that have been entrusted to us and get them from point A to point B alive. Whether you're a parent or whether there are just young folks in your life that you love or in your community. And it just seems to me like it's not too much for us to ask our elected officials and those with the power of wealth or of institutional leadership to do what they can, to do the moral equivalent of at least holding up that big pink piece of paper to stop traffic, to take steps and build movement towards some common sense reforms of gun laws for the greater safety of all our children. That's all.